Boom, live. Hello, guys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So, normally the interview was to be made yesterday, but we changed, was a little change of plans, but he's here. I hope that we are in my medias and his medias to show the life. I want to present a great rider. I think he has lots of things to talk about it, and I have some questions I would love to ask him. I would like to present one of the great riders. If you don't know him, I'm going to leave all the links from his channels. I think it's important for you guys to go there. Johnny, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, and I know that your Instagram is at no limits,
To
but what
ride.
is what should I call it at no
No
limits to
limits
ride
to
is.
ride, and then you finish the sentence. Normally, before was the no limits to ride electric, but the people was asking me, why don't you leave that sentence for us to finish? And I take the electric. That way, you as a rider, you can put no limits to ride with Johnny or no limits to ride
Oh,
AUCs.
okay.
That means this is a community name, and everybody can finish the way you desire. If you
Oh,
are a
nice,
skateboarder,
nice.
that way is easier for everybody to finish the sentence. That's why it's the 3 points in end for you to finish the way you like it.
Oh,
and
that's
me-
so clever.
and I think is the best way. That was the community who came to this idea. They say, for everybody to be happy, why don't you take the electric and let's us put ourselves the name. Maybe I want to say no limits to ride with myself. That
Dude,
is
that's
simple.
that's really clever. That's actually really clever. I had no idea. That's so
So
fun.
let me just go. But today is because of you, my friend. First of all, like always, present yourself, where you come from, how long are
Yeah.
you riding already, and
Yes.
what you are riding for the people to know you. And I'm going to share in the YouTube, Facebook channels the interview. Please.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Okay. Hey there, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great at home. My name's Johnny. That's the name that everybody knows me as. But on the internets, when I'm writing, it's Johnny Go Vroom. And I hail from Gainesville, Florida. So it's pretty much year-round riding down here. It's really, really toasty. Most of the time, during the summertime, it's you're going to be hard pressed to want to wear armor. It's real hot, but it's beautiful, and you'll see that in a lot of the footage that I show. The skies are this brilliant blue, and the trees and the foliage is this lush, rich green. It's a gorgeous contrast, and it just makes for visuals that I love to share. So that's really at the heart of it. I've been riding EUCs for approximately 3.5 years, maybe 4 years now. And let's see, the weapon of choice that I have right now, I have a few different wheels actually. So I'll kind of go over all of them briefly and explain kind of why and where they fit into my stable. First, I'll hit you with my InMotion V14. That one is my absolute love. If I had to just grab one wheel, that would be the one wheel that I would grab. This wheel, it just has so much torque. The power
This
uh,
one.
that it that it has. Yes, yes, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
That is
So
his video, huh, guys? That is the last video from him. I think you guys have to go there. He's going to talk. He has lots of things he's working, and we're going to talk about that. I think it's important for you to know him better. He has lots of knowledge, and I think he's very good for our community to have him. That way, he can maybe help you in any way. I think that is very good for you to have a rider who knows what he's doing. Please, my friend, continue.
absolutely, dude. Thank you so much, and you were so very kind. And I do try to be as helpful as I can to as many people as I possibly can. So I really appreciate that. Um, and it is an open door policy with me. People reach out to me all the time, and they're like, "Oh, like can this?" And I'm very happy to chat and happy to go riding. Now, the V14, it's just this awesome, awesome, torquey monster that anything that you really want to accomplish on an electric unicycle in a very off-road aggressive sort of way, the thing just pieces out like you wouldn't believe. Sure, it isn't as fast as some of the other wheels, but when it comes down to it, the responsiveness, its form factor, and the way that the suspension is dialed just makes it my absolute favorite wheel. So if I had one wheel, that would be it. But I do have a couple others. I have a Master version 4, which power to weight ratio and the efficiency and refinement make that the best dollar value if you can grab one of those. It's a refined wheel. It's absolutely top notch. You got to tinker with it a little bit, but it is a worthwhile experience. I also have from Begode a Master Pro version 3. Now, that wheel I have because it is astronomically long range. So sometimes I want to get down and rip around for, maybe 50, 60 miles or just ride all week commuting without ever having to think about charging. Then the Master Pro version 3 is my absolute go-to for being that long range camel. I have a Patent first generation, and the Patent, the OG Patent, the suspension when I first hopped on it was one of
Mhm.
the most magical things that I ever experienced. Have you ever ridden one of the Leaper suspensions?
Yes, my friend. I have the pleasure to ride all of them. First of all, I have the Sherman S, uh,
Oh,
uh, uh,
nice.
and I have with the update suspension because in the time I bought it, the Sherman S was the maximal 66, and now
Uh-huh.
you have the you can upgrade till the 70.
The
The
70, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I did
I've
the same
upgraded,
thing.
and is great. Is a great machine, and the pattern, of course, is for me as a big guy. Believe me, I'm a very big guy. The pattern is like a very small baby. Let me just change here. Is like a small baby for me because
Mhm.
I'm my friend. I'm with 300 pounds. I'm a very big guy.
Oh man. So yeah, that's a little small there for you.
So
And
that means that the Sherman S with the new type of that was I was asking to for the
mhm.
6 to 6 was already in the limit. I think it's for till 120 kilos in Europe. I think in pounds, I don't know, maybe 200, 220, 230. I don't know in
Uh-huh.
pounds, but I think that the or 250 pounds. I don't know, but I know that was in a limit, and I think that was very important to make that upgrade for the heavy guys and for you guys who make jumps.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That's where I got the 70-pound suspension as well, put into the pat. Well, I did that myself, and oh man, I absolutely love it. The responsiveness and just it just made it a whole different animal. I really, really love that a lot.
Do do you think, Johnny, that not, you are one of the persons who upgrade? Do you think that is for people who likes to jump like you, your style? I think I recommend you guys to go and see his content because he's a guy who likes to ride fast, but he's a guy who likes to jump. He's a guy who likes to go off road. Do you think this upgrade is good for everybody who loves to make off road jumping, making the update of the suspension like for the pattern?
Oh gosh, yes, 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 yes. I mean, you can make it as soft as you need to via the adjustments on top. So it's not like, if you get the 70-pound that you're stuck with it in the most rigid configuration. But being that it's progressive and that it's heavier, it just really changes the ride dynamics. So a lot of times when I was initially riding the Patent, I would find that it kind of felt floaty because I had the 62-pound
Hmm.
and I wanted that plush feeling, but I didn't realize how it was going to impact the way that my, how do you say, the way that my ride feedback, like when you're on the road
Hmm.
and you're going over like incidental bumps and stuff like that, you don't really want to like you don't want to feel every single one in your knees or in your back, but you do need a little bit of that feedback, just so that way you know what's happening on the road and you can kind of give a sharper input. And so I really feel like the 70-pound springs just locks you in for that wonderful feedback that gives you access to not only the comfortable ride, but really a lot more acceleration during, situations where acceleration and agility braking matter. It gives you a lot more control and throughput.
Yeah, that is a very good thing. I think that uh, uh, looking from these 3 years that you have this experience, how do you see the evolution from all these machines? You are now a person, I know we talk about that, and you told me that you have lots of projects. Are we going to talk about that? I think it's important for the people to know
Oh
that
yes,
you
yes,
are
a little bit.
working a lot. But how do you see you as a rider? How do you see the evolution for you and the people around you?
That's a really great question. No Limit Stride. Thank you, bro. So the evolution since I first started, which would have been right at the onset of the introduction of the EX and the the Begode EX, that first round of suspension, along with the S18 and the V11. Those things were just coming out, and I had personally opted for a non-suspension wheel. I wanted the Begode RS,
Hmm.
and instead of getting the RS high speed, I opted for the EXN high speed, which eWheels had, kind of in a hidden faculty. They didn't have it officially listed, but they ordered it. So I got in on one of those. So I say that to kind of like date the time frame and the place. You saw there was all of these shelled kind of bodies. That was kind of a thing, and everybody was shooting for, um, you know, it, it it was like the birth of this like rocket ship place, because wheels were just going from like 30 miles an hour at a cap
Hmm.
to what would have been like 40, 45 miles an hour. And so you had like these people and these wheels that were now just like pushing. It was like a space race. And so when I saw, there was like the Sherman, there was the Begode RS, and then there was the EXN. Once the EXN got announced, it had a little bit more battery than the RS, and this made it absolutely like way more stable, capable to go way more fast, especially if you had the Moly cell batteries, which I opted for. And so the big thing was that we were all going way, way, way faster, and it was like it just had happened. So there was a lot of enthusiasm wrapped around that. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, how fast, how fast, how fast!" So people were just going, 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 going faster, and there was a lot of enthusiasm around that. In the middle, after that, there was like this refined suspension phase where everybody was like, "Well, if you've ridden a suspension wheel, then you never want to ride a wheel that doesn't have suspension." So it seems like suspension had ended up becoming a mandatory feature on every wheel. So mechanically, wheels have just gotten heavier. They have gotten a little bit more complex to work on. They are faster, but what we're seeing is that they are no longer really maximizing on the platforms that they have. Begode specifically has kind of done this, where they're not maximizing as much on the wheels that they have because they're coming out with so many, so they're not having a chance to spend as much time digging into the firmware. And I really believe that the firmware is an important place to work. So I feel like we have kind of gotten into a place where I don't know if the wheels are necessarily trying to be upgrades, when you're getting from. It's hard, man. The enthusiasm is no longer as much though, because everybody just seems like, they there's not anything new to generate hype. So as an entire culture, it's kind of stagnated, and you're seeing a lot more people that are saying they kind of want to quit doing the hobby, and you're seeing a lot of things being sold. It's weird right now, and you know I feel like we built the hobby as a community kind of backwards, in that it became about going fast, right? As I
Hmm.
mentioned, when we first started, it just became about going fast instead of zeroing in on all of the mechanics that make an EUC fun, going backwards, being able to pendulum, all of these little novelties that play into making it about functionality that has some sort of finesse and a dance that you can kind of implement into your life that just adds a little bit more enjoyment. And instead, you have people that as soon as they're able to ride a little bit in a straight line, they're trying to go as fast as they can. And so the the risks have gone way, way, way higher. Um,
Don't you think that
The
is? Don't you think that is? I think that is what you are talking about is very important. I think that you are talking about something that most of the people don't want to talk about. But I think that is interesting because I agree with you in some parts. Don't you think the problem is maybe the people who teach don't give the rest of the information, and sometimes the people just want to take off and okay, I know how to ride and let's go to the maximal and forget about the most important thing is telling AUC is or any device that you're going to work, you have to be careful and you have to learn before you doing crazy stuff or trying to push to the limit of the machine. You have to know what is the limit of this machine.
It's absolutely critical that you know the limits of your machine, you know the spectrum of its performance, understand how voltage is not consistent throughout the entire, voltage draw isn't consistent throughout the entire battery life, that as you ride, the speed is not the same at 100% battery as it is at, 20% battery. Like all of
Mhm.
those things need to be, you need to know those things. And beyond just
Okay,
the,
before that, do
go
you
ahead.
think do you think that most of the riders know what is a battery? Or do you
Hmm,
think the guys just buy the machine because they see the friend riding and they feel that is very interesting? And most of the time, they don't know what is a pushback. They don't know what is the limit. Okay, I can go till 50%. I can push harder. And when
yes,
I come later on, less than 50%, I cannot push the same.
yes.
Don't you think that is a big mistake that we have? That the people don't have no knowledge and then there is more accidents
Yes. Oh,
because of
yes.
that?
Yes. I mean, we don't have as much communication in this space regarding what I feel are those educational components that insert safety as a forefront conversation. It's not as exciting. It doesn't generate as many views. So, and oftentimes it generates dissent
Right, correct,
because
my friend.
people do not like to hear that we need to govern ourselves. And we need to promote safety a lot more. These are intrinsically exciting. I know that every single person who hops on one of these wheels, the moment that they go 5 miles an hour for the first time, it's absolutely exciting. The moment they go 10 miles an hour for the first time, it's absolutely exciting. It's the experience of what it feels like that's exciting. And, trying to uh, show people that the best thing about them is hauling ass. Frankly, it's dangerous and it doesn't ensure longevity. And when you think about this pragmatically as an adult, which most of us are, you need to have a product that you can present which is eager to be legislated. So when I say that, I mean it needs to be able to pass local laws regarding
Hmm.
electrical battery safety. It needs to be waterproof to some degree to prevent electrical fire hazards. It needs to have sensible limitations built in so that way the governing bodies that look at these wheels can say, okay, there are companies at least that do look at trying to protect the community and not just be full on bandits. So when you have every single product in a spectrum, say if you have every single EUC in the world of EUCs and all of them are geared 100% from every manufacturer at going 1,000 miles an hour and breaking laws blatantly, then the governing bodies have to look at the whole industry and say, okay, we can't actually allow this product to reach market. We have to shut this down. But if you have one or two, three manufacturers in a space that are saying, okay, we know that these are actually going to be used by real people in real spaces during real situations on real legal roads. We need to make sure that we abide by the average laws. So you see, a lot of the countries around the world, they're like, 20 something kilometers an hour, roughly 20 miles an hour in the United States. That's kind of the agreed upon
Mhm.
speed
Mhm.
for bicycles and electric devices.
Mhm.
So when you have companies that do try to abide by those parameters and present products that are overly safe and eager to be legislated, then you have a way to move forward. So it's not just about necessarily like the riders themselves trying to create this framework. It's about the manufacturers also being willing to create this framework without being in a pissing contest.
But my friend, I understand, and that's what I try sometimes to give here to the people who comes to the life. Sometimes it's difficult for them to understand that, and it's very difficult for you to go in the media and explain what you explain right now, because the people is going to criticize you directly, because they're going to tell you are too much negative, and like us, I'm come from Portugal in Europe, but I live in Germany. In Germany, it's illegal to ride. You cannot ride a AUC or one wheel or skateboard.
Oh, so this is exactly why I feel the way that I do, because even though it's 100% legal for me, I know that it can be illegal. I know that there are people that live with it illegal. I know that there's states and cities in this country that have made it illegal to have as a, or sorry, have banned them in the apartment buildings, and have banned them from being ridden in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
There are places and spaces that are actively banning these things. So it's a reality that we have to deal with. And so that's one of the reasons why, you know, I
Maybe
feel
that
like,
you've been. Let me put it this way, my friend. I'm going to tell you something that I always tell here. In Europe, there is 4 or 5 countries that not is illegal. It's like this: if you have a motor, you have to have insurance. For you to have insurance, there is have to be a law to has to go to is like you was told, have to be certificate, and they have to tell the batteries are good, the everything is okay. Okay, this product you can use it on the streets. Then you can make the insurance. Till this time, the insurance cannot make insurance, because it's
absolutely,
not.
yeah,
So that means the insurance cannot make. Then the police say, if that has a motor, have to have insurance that way. But it's not illegal. Is illegal, but is not enforced. So,
yes.
but that's what the police was already here in a channel talking about that. The good thing, my friend, is like this. The good thing. Can you listen?
Weird.
Are you good?
My
Are you
headphones
good?
just, yeah, my headphones just clipped out. That was weird. Okay,
Okay.
we're
And
good.
now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
So,
good. I can hear. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear. So, for you to understand the big problem, that's what the police told you here. If you guys one day you have the chance to be legal, but we make it this is example, where are you legal and you make shit and you lose your freedom, it's very difficult again to put the laws and say, okay, we're going to bring back and you can ride again. That is going to be like impossible, because they changed the law to be illegal. and
Yes, exactly.
and that is the thing that people don't understand. Up the moment you are illegal, it's very difficult to come back again and be legal. I
Yes,
always tell
yes.
guys, if you are legal, take care of that. That is a bless. Here, in Europe, they take our devices.
Phew.
You take a fine, can go to 5,000 euros.
What?
5,000 euros is like $5,000. It's the same,
That's
close to the same.
insane.
So, and then if you have a license of car or something like that, you're going to lose it for 1 year or something like that. So,
Oh,
there was today a case in one of the groups that the guy was talking that they take his AUC and he was with his telephone just to control the GPS, and they gave him a fine. And the other thing is he cannot for 1 year use the car with the telephone.
wow.
So that is that each country here is like you guys in the States. You have different states, is like the same here. Europe is
Yes.
working like the same, like is countries, but it's like states. Everyone has his laws, is different. So that means in each country, like you go to Portugal, my friend, you
Hmm.
can ride, nobody tells you to nothing. You are a free person. Nobody
Hmm.
cares about that. But that's what I tell. The people don't understand you when you speak. I see you
Yeah.
speaking, and I see about some videos ago that you was a little criticized because of what you was talking about, the speed and everything, the races, and the people jump directly. It's very simple for you to be behind a computer and criticize what you are talking. They don't want to understand what you are talking about. And that is very sad, because what you are trying is to save us to lose our rights and
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make these companies responsible to take care and responsibilities to create a safe machine for all of us.
Yeah. Yep.
And
That
I
should be the
understand
bare
you
minimum.
perfectly, my friend, and I give you totally right. And
Too.
if somebody don't understand you,
Thank you.
they have to. Or my English is not so good like you guys, and I think the people who don't understand your English, they don't understand nothing, because what you are trying is saving the community,
That's
and the
literally
people
all that
has
I
to
want to do,
understand
man.
that,
I just
and
want us to
that
be able to ride for as long as possible.
and have fun and safe.
Yeah. That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
my
Yep.
friend, that is
So,
the problem.
so to
Uh,
that end, I
yeah,
actually want to
please,
show you.
please.
I actually want to show you something. So
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
this is the answer. I'll be right back.
The the camera is
So
looking to the sky. Is looking
it's
for
gonna
you.
find me in a second. He's gonna be like,
I know.
"Where's
I
he
have
at,
the same
Daddy? Where
one.
does he go?
I have the
Where is he
same
at?"
one.
Ugh.
So that's why I was going to talk about that. But first, you talk about it, and then I tell you what happened here in Europe.
All right.
Give me just a second for me to take something here out. That way we
Mhm.
can see it completely. So
Yeah.
now, okay, please.
So, oh yeah. So this is kind of what the answer, in my opinion, is. I'm gonna move the camera back a little bit,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna adjust it so I can kind of show you what we got here. So come here, right here. We'll have him come on down. There we go. Look at my little. It's not going to want to listen to me because it's trying to
Yeah,
look for my it's trying to look at my
yeah,
head, which is okay. So what I have right here is the InMotion V9, and this, for so many reasons, is it's the EUC that we've been needing for a long time. And I say that because with so many wheels that have been coming out, they've all been about the individual.
hmm
And I know that we all love like going fast. We all love being the main character. We all love being superheroes. Don't get me wrong, I get that.
hmm
But inside of this whole space, doing that, it makes people that look at us feel like they could never be us. 9 out of 10 people that I talk to when I'm riding, they're like, I'd kill myself. So when you're showing 9 out of 10 people these wheels going ridiculously fast and not really engaging in something that is like that they can tangibly grab onto as fun and having some sort of community facet to it, because that's really what brings people back, man, is the community, those things. If you're not
hmm
like a commuter like me, I'm a commuter, like I
Yeah,
let go of my car and I do this exclusively.
yeah.
But if you are just looking at this and you're just wanting to get into it and just have fun with some people, most people are not trying to go 50 miles an hour. Most people are not trying to have something that weighs more than, a teenager. Most people are not trying to do those things and trying to have to be mechanics and finish their wheel and all of this stuff. So to that end, I feel like what InMotion has done
Yeah, I put it
lately,
here now
that's,
for every.
yes, thank you so much. You were awesome, awesome. So I feel like with what InMotion has done here, they have said, I don't care about being the fastest wheel on the market. That's not what this is about. This is not about having the best suspension in the world. That's not what this is about. This is about community. Okay. And I say that via the Bluetooth Connect speaker system thing. This thing encourages you to ride in close proximity to people, to jam out and listen to music. It's one of the oldest things that we've ever done as a human species, just jamming, listening to music, playing drums. And this gives us a way to do something that we've never done in the history of mankind, riding these wheels like this. It gives us a chance to do this and then connect with other people that are doing this, right? And then we all get to vibe out together. This forces us to set our egos aside. This, it's not going to let you haul butt and rip around and show off and all of that stuff. But what it is going to do, it's going to let you get better at all the things we were talking about, right? Like
Hmm.
being able to go backwards. Like it's weird, like the control on this, the way that it responds is so much better than anything I've ever ridden on. When I first got it, I was expecting to put some pads on it, but as I rode it, I realized that the the refined control system that it has, whatever that is, it's insane, some kind of weird Raptor derivative controller. It's made it almost telepathic, bro. Like it's
How
like
many? How many? What is the weight for this machine?
the weight, it's like 54 pounds, something like that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yep. So
Because
it's like,
I'm thinking that was from the first time, and what I'm seeing for everybody is talking about is something that I'm very interesting to buy for my wife. I think is going to be because I was talking with the A Skate family, and they he told me, Daniel, he told me I buy this one for my wife, and he was very happy with the machine. But
mhm.
talking about that, I wanted to update something. Do you know that is the only wheel? The V9 is the only wheel with a certificate from Europe. There is
Yes,
that is the
yes,
only one, huh?
yes. That's what I'm saying, brother. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's a wheel that's eager to be legislated. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's crazy to me that in a market where everybody has been trying to go faster, 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 bigger battery, bigger battery, bigger battery, they decided to do some meaningful things. So not only the community facet, but what you just said, the legislative facet, right? So it's like if you can't get it to be allowed in a house, then how can you buy it? If you can't get it to be allowed on a road, then how can you buy it? You know, if this doesn't abide by the law, then how can it be legal? You know, like
Yeah.
when I say that, I mean, like if it goes 50 miles an hour, not to say I don't like, I love to go fast. It's Johnny Go
Hmm.
Vroom, I promise you.
Hmm.
But if it's not legal, I mean, yeah, if it's not legal, then how can it be lawful? Like it doesn't, you know.
No, make no sense.
So for me, the idea of what this is, it it's fun, it's novel, it has the GPS
And it's not so
functionality that's built
expensive, huh?
into it.
And
No,
it's not.
no, for what you're getting, it is
Uh-huh.
absolutely a bargain, bro. And the range is way better than what I thought it was going to be. So,
Hmm.
you know, this wheel, it'll easily take me just a little bit shy of what my V14 was. So it'll be something like maybe 27 miles I can get on this thing, 25, 27 miles,
Hmm.
or, you know, going 16, 17, 20 miles an hour. So it's like it's crazy, man. So to just see and know that we do have something that is potentially legislatable, it's something that you could bring to a lawmaker and say, hey, at least we're
Hmm.
trying. You know, we are trying to do something. And if if in motion gets to be legal in a country, imagine if they're the only wheel that is legal in a country,
Yeah.
you know? So anyway, yeah, I'm absolutely in love with what they've done. Do you have any questions about it?
I think it's like this. So for us to understand, I know that you are working with the V9, and I think V9, and I think that is important for the people who is coming out. When we are is already the people getting this wheel, or there is a time for the people to start to receive it, because I see lots of persons is asking, is easy for me to get that wheel very fast, or is going to be a big demand?
No. It's in motion. Make sure that the production is high. So you
Okay.
can get this wheel right now. It's at retailers that are local retailers. I know personally, PEV Connection in Clearwater, Florida, they have a few of these wheels on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So they are definitely plenty in stock. You can go to Amazon. Um, I'm gonna be when you see the content come out for this, because I've been, working on some
Testing.
content for this.
Yeah.
So you actually get this is the first video that I've put out with the
Mm-hmm.
V9, actually,
Mm-hmm.
your content here. So
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
thank
when
you
you
so
see
much.
that video come out, I'll actually have some affiliate links to go straight through in motion as a store. But as always, purchase where you feel the most comfortable. If you've had great service with eWheels, go there. If you've had great service with Alien Rides, go there. Go where you're most comfortable, because ultimately your comfort and peace of mind is what really matters most. So
Good that you talk about that, but I know that you work with other things. I don't know if you can talk about it, but I would love
yeah.
to hear. I know that you are the new you are talking you are have I think is important for us to have the what's the name? I would like Godzilla.
Grizzly.
Grizzly is making a fantastic job, but there is long time that we don't see no updates, and I know that you are working in something. We going to see something new in the future for them.
I have got I this is what I can say. If you
Put you
are
in a bad
looking to
situation.
if you are looking to buy pads, no, I really wanted to. This
Uh-huh.
is the spot I wanted to be in. So
Okay.
thank you very much. If you are looking to buy pads in the near future, in the next year in 2025, I would highly advise against spending any money until the grizzly bear speaks up.
They
And
are going to come with something very special.
it is the most special
Yeah,
thing
you're going to put as a. I am going
that
to
you have
make
ever seen.
a short video to put for everybody to get crazy in the media.
It's there is nothing that compares to what's
Oh,
coming.
nice.
There is nothing that it doesn't look, doesn't feel, doesn't control like anything that has ever been anything.
And
Uh,
you think it's going to be like always they create for different types of machines, because today we have so much different machines. They're so small machines, big machines. Do you think it's going to be for everybody different sizes? Just if you can share that.
I think that you're gonna see a spectrum of things that are yes.
A
You're
couple.
gonna see it.
Okay, let's leave it like that. So
Yep, you're
then
gonna see a
we're going to
spectrum
go
of
to
things.
another thing. I know that you are with a big friend. You are now doing another thing. Is with the gloves from A Rides.
Yes, with e-rides. Okay, so
Fiz
the
is a
latest.
great friend, and tell
Mhm.
us a little. I know that you experience that. Tell us a little about that.
So yeah, absolutely. So when I first hopped on board with the P1 Max gloves, shoot, let me grab my P1 Max gloves.
Yeah,
Hopefully
of
it'll
course, my
zero in
friend.
on this guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna grab my P1 Max gloves here. And boop, boop, boop. Here we go. All right. So that's what we got here. So when I first got these guys, they did not have this very long strap. That, however, was not
Mm-hmm,
my idea. That was
mm-hmm,
another guy. So that was one of the updates that they made. But what we did end up doing was adding. Let's see. My thing was to make sure that we had our pads, our little buckles riveted in.
mm-hmm,
So that was my contribution to
mm-hmm.
this project. Um, but the rest of this was all Afi's genius. I wanted to move the slider over a little bit, so I think that he
Mm-hmm.
did move the slider over to the ulna side just a little bit. And the newest thing, though, that he's looking at doing, and I've sent him some drawings for that I'm hoping we're going to see, is we're trying to get the Apple Watch to be able to sit right here.
Oh,
So we're hoping to be able to get some like a button here kind of thing, and be able to put an Apple Watch here, so that way you can monitor your speed. I know there's a lot of things that are out there right now for monitoring speed, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to see the Apple Watch implemented there as well, because I love to use the Apple Watch to screen phone calls when people call when I'm using the Cardo. I love the Apple Watch when I'm going for turn-by-turn directions and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool things to be able to monitor with that. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for them. So yeah, E-Rides, man, he's always working. He's always trying to make sure that things get better. I love Afiz.
I
Hang on.
have
I'll
here,
show
I
you.
have here just for you guys to see it. The combination of gloves, what he has to sell it. He's selling USA and he's selling the rest of the you
Oh,
have with full hands and you have with half fingers. You can choose it. And
ooh, I'm going to show
yes,
you something, a prototype that we never got put out just yet, because of the races in China. And then we just never put that thing, we just never ended up putting it out.
wait a
But
second, wait a second. Let me change. Let me
here we go.
change. Oh, nice.
So this right here is actually a riding jacket, and
Oh.
it's got full armor. It's fully breathable.
And
It's
why don't you bring
absolutely
that out? Why Hafiz don't bring this stuff out?
well. He hasn't brought it to market yet, because
Okay.
when he went to the races in China, he just got really busy, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of wheels have been coming out. So there's just been a lot of projects and stuff that he's been working on. But this is part of the new armor system that he's got going on, that's going to be called Rockin' Dat. So
Mm-hmm.
he's got this whole new armor system that he's working on. And the thing that I love about this is the way that the texture feels and how porous it is. You can kind of see through it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really breathable. So for hot weather, it's absolutely awesome. I will tell you, because because of the hot political climate that I have over here in the United States and the way that people are, they're very
Mm-hmm.
violent. It's sad. I try to wear this. I will be wearing it and showcasing it on holidays, so nobody tries to apply intent or understanding to what I'm doing. I don't want nobody to try to hit me on the fucking wheel. Pardon me for cursing, but people, you know what I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You don't. I don't want to end up with a GoFundMe project, bro.
That I find that is so sad that we are in this moment. I think we can have discussions about everything, but we don't need to destroy friendships and destroy just because you have a different opinion. I think that is so sad, and people doing so stupid reactions. I
Well,
don't know, my friend. I think
I
that is.
I kind of want to actually, since I just showed that, I kind of want to touch on what you just talked about for a moment, if I can.
Yeah, of
And
course, my friend.
it's so I think that we see so many people that try to give meaning to what somebody else does, and they want to say that what that meaning is exactly what it is. And it's sad, because if you're really, really, really over here, then when I wear this jacket, you might think that I'm some kind of like yuppie yeehaw,
Uh huh.
person
Uh huh.
that's all about whatever, and it's not. Um, you know, and you might think that I hate
You
some
like
people,
your fat.
you
You
know.
like, if you like it. Why can you not use it?
So
That is so. We are losing the control of everything, my friend. I'm so sorry to say this, but I think we have to be more united, all of us, and try
yeah,
to find a solution for everybody to be happy. And don't. I'm seeing so many friends losing the friendships here in Europe too, just because of. It's so stupid. I don't like it. I like to have. That's why I love to ride. You know why? Because I put my helm, I go with my friends, and I forget the world around me. Because sometimes the world is so messed up, and I don't want that. I just want to have fun and have a good time. And it's very sad that you have to be careful what you use when you go out to have a good time. That is in what century are we that we cannot? My friends, I am so sorry to say that, but I think we have passed for the censor time. We have to thank we are in a evolution, and we are in the best way, and everybody can speak and have our opinion. Nobody's censoring. And why do you have to be against other persons just because you don't like what you are wearing? And you have to be careful to come out of your home because you can be damaged because of something that you say, I like it. I think it's beautiful. And the other
And
way,
just for even if I just like the way it looks, even
yes,
if it's
yes, my
just that I
friend.
like the way it looks, it's
Yeah.
like it's wild,
Don't
man.
have
It's
nothing
wild.
to do with the with religion, opinions, nothing. It's just you
No,
like it, you buy it, and you use it. That's
exactly.
it's the same like a EUC. There's people
Yeah,
who like this type of UC. There's other persons who like the other ones. And why? I'm very happy. If he's happy with his machine, I'm happy for
exactly.
him.
Exactly.
That
I
is
I don't
simple.
understand the animosity and the vitriol that happens there, which is one of the reasons why I've fallen in love with my YouTube family that I have, like the YouTube EUC
Mhm.
space that I have. The people that are there, I don't have the biggest EUC or YouTube following in the world, but the people that are there are all there for the right reasons. And I've strayed away from shilling wheels and just selling wheels with every video. I try to make meaningful cultural content that whether it's going to be popular or not, I just try to let people know where my head's at for the time being and try to show people videos that I want to see. And I like to think that that means something at the end of the day. But ultimately, it's just for the love of it that I try to do this, man. And I'm not, I
If you do it well, and if you do it with love, and if you do it with your opinion, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, you have to give your opinion. I think that is good for our community. If you do it just to receive wheels, then the people is going to be very upset with you. I think it like this. I like your concept. I think it's very good. You are a rider. You can ride. You know how to ride. When you give explanation, it's not like lots of people I see doing. I don't make reviews, first of all, because I'm not a very experienced rider. As a AUC, I have now 3 years riding AUC. I have more experience as skateboarder and as a one-wheeler, but always
mhm.
I try to go to the site. Last time I make a video in my YouTube channel because criticizing something by the one-wheel vest, the guys, the fanatics from the Vesk world, they came all after me. And that was like, "Wah!" And I was trying just to say, if we can do something better, why not? And one of the persons who have the big discussion with me, that is a guy who makes lots of contempt for the Vesk one wheel. Uh,
Mhm.
he was one of the persons who criticized more the video. I invite him to come here now to the live, and he was not expecting that I invite him. I say, of course, if I do, if I can learn with you and we can help the community, why am I going to block you to coming here? I want to listen to your voice. That is simple.
That
That
is
is
awesome.
that is community thing.
That's
That's
how
why
it's
I want to
supposed to
listen
be.
to your voice, because I see some videos from you and I see the people who's criticizing, and I was like, wait a minute, why the people criticize something that is trying to do better for us? I don't like that. And I'm the first person to say, hey, let's listen to his voice. I think your voice is important to listen to your side. And you are a rider, and this channel is made for riders. If you're doing a content and you are doing good for all of us, my friend, continue to do it. Don't stop. We are coming
Thank
for
you.
close to 400 interviews. Believe me, all riders here. And
That's
I'm going
awesome,
to
brother.
continue to do this till somebody who can speak better English continue to do this job, bring more riders. We're going to have, oh, I forgot to say, just for everybody, I'm going to make announcement. Now that you are here, my friend, I want to make this announcement because it's very important. I want to say to this beautiful lady, is one of the very important ladies we have in our community, and I talk with her, and I want to change for because that is for me a big announcement, because this channel is going to have some updates, and the updates is going to be, we're going to have a beautiful lady coming to the live, as she is going to start to make interviews
Oh,
with lady
nice.
riders. I'm not going to
Nice.
do it anymore. When she has the time, I invite her to make interviews with lady riders, with kids. She's a mom, and she knows how to talk. Look at this beautiful lady, how many ladies she is together. And
That's
I know most of
awesome.
them, but I think a lady making an interview with a lady is going to be better, because they understand each other, and she accept the invitation, and she is going to come and do all the lives with all
That's
the
so
girls from now on.
awesome. That's
And
so
that's
awesome,
the way
brother.
we have to go. It's going to be two more persons coming to the lives, because we want to have, that's why I tell here, this is for community. There's going to be two riders, one lady more, and maybe two riders more from different types, and that way is not me all the time here, is going to be other persons, and that we can grow this. And maybe if they want later on to open the channels and make interviews from themselves, I will be very happy for them. I just want this community to grow. You are one of the persons there, Johnny, and the people don't will understand you in the future. I think you are important for our community. uh, uh, don't stop to sharing your voice, your opinion. Is very important for us to know what is good, what is not good. But before we continue, I have some questions I think is important for us.
Sure.
You as a rider, my friend, you have
Yes.
3 years of experience. You as a rider, what is the, till now, what is the machine that blew your mind, and you have it till today?
Oh, that's the V14. It's V14 for sure.
Because I see you riding with so many machines. I see you with the
Hmm.
Sherman Hill. I see you with the big goats, because big goats that is big goats is like every day is coming a big goat out. Sometimes
They
we
have so
please
many
please
wheels.
yeah. Don't you think that is difficult for us as community to keep up with so many wheels, that sometimes we don't know all the old, how can I say it, we don't know everything about the machine. Sometimes they come out so fast that you don't
Well,
know what.
ultimately, the problem, yeah, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down here, and it's it's hard for us to, as a community, keep up with the release schedule. There's a couple of reasons. One, and one of the reasons why I stopped trying to promote wheels so much
Mm-hmm,
is because if you buy an iPhone, you have it for 1 year. It's brand new before a new iPhone comes out. So you have that feeling
mm-hmm,
of that new thing. Same thing with the car. They have the new year car, the 2025. It's good the whole year. You buy it, you get the keys, you drive off the lot, and it's good. Then 2026 comes out. With EUC, you buy it by pre-ordering,
mm-hmm,
and then you bought the brand new wheel,
mm-hmm,
but then two more wheels come out before you get your wheel.
mm-hmm,
So now your wheel is actually the old wheel
mm-hmm,
before you ever got to ride it. You bought
mm-hmm,
it brand new,
mm-hmm.
right? But you received it old. I can't reconcile that. So to me, that's one of the reasons why that sort of release schedule is horrible. The next reason is that that ruins it for distributors. So if a distributor buys a bunch of wheels based upon the demand right
Mm-hmm.
now, and then when they get the wheels, the company releases two other wheels, the wheels they have no longer have value. So they've lost value from the time of purchase to the time of delivery. There's no compensation for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's number two reason why it's bad, like really beyond bad.
Mm-hmm.
Number three reason why it's really beyond bad is because the minimum order quantity for purchasing parts from manufacturers in China, not Begode, right? Begode doesn't manufacture screws.
Mm-hmm.
Begode doesn't manufacture those parts independently.
Mm-hmm.
They get them purchased from other companies, right? So if they can't afford to purchase L brackets that in a volume that is more important than another company's L brackets, then they're getting a less quality production, right? They're not able to buy higher cost alloys,
Mm-hmm.
because they are having to order such minimum volumes, right? And so what that does is not only make it to where that the parts are lower in quality because there's so many variants to them and they have to order those all in small batches.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is that the case, but the next problem is uh, perpetuity.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by perpetuity, purchasing into perpetuity, which I talked about in my last video regarding, or one of my last videos regarding the links, or
Mm-hmm.
regarding the Sherman L, the Leaper Chem ecosystem. When you buy something that has such a high purchase volume and a focused driven goal, like the links was,
Mm-hmm.
you have no worries about purchasing parts for that wheel 5, 6, 7, 8 years into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Those parts will be in circulation to some degree. I have no doubt in my mind. However, with the other ecosystems, particularly Begode, since that was the first one you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
there are people who cannot purchase parts for $4,000 items. Sorry, I don't mean to get excited, but for $4,000 items, they purchased not 2 years ago. They can't get parts for it,
Yeah.
right? They have to modify it. And some of them will modify to like newer parts. Some of them can't modify to newer parts. Some of them just will never work again. Some of them will have to be parted into other wheels and people will make do or they won't. But that is the other reason. And the last reason, my last one, get off my soapbox now. The
Mm-hmm.
last reason why this is horrible is because, man, the environment, bro. What are we doing making $4,000 e-waste? What are we doing like making e-waste like it doesn't matter? Like these products should last for 4 and 5 years. Why are we making these big purchases disposable? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I
So
understand
that's the last reason.
100%.
So that's why it's crazy, it's untenable, it's ridiculous, it's stupid, it's everything bad you want to
But
call it.
yeah, but let me think. Don't you think that is very sad that we don't have when you listen to the guys who are selling the wheels? First of all, uh, you go in AliExpress, you buy it the same wheel for less price. Then when you go to the companies who are trying to make some money here, and they have to give you the warranty, they have to give you everything, and then when you try to contact them and they say, Nelson, it's so difficult to talk with the guys from the factories, they don't give us no feedbacks, we have to do it everything ourselves. Don't you think
Yes.
that is a big problem too for the people who wants to make maybe a business and wants to help you as a customer, and they have to be responsible for everything? Don't you think that in the future, if that continue, the price is going to go higher from the AUCs? Because you have to imagine now you have a AUC is $1,500 in the way, the V9, but we are seeing boards 3,600, 4,000, 5,000. Do you think the AUCs is going to be more expensive in the future, or what you think? Because not just maybe the factories that are not expensive, but the companies who have to give the guarantees, who have to give the safety of the batteries and everything, they have to pay for everything.
So
Most of the
what
most of the time, the factories say, "I sell it. I don't have nothing to do with that."
so that is something that happens depending on the company that you're dealing with. And ultimately, I've had experiences where, I mean, but I'm also an influencer, but I tend to get my things resolved. I will say that InMotion is always a glowing example of getting it done from the factory. So if you were going to purchase from the factory, for instance, to simplify things, I would not purchase from Leaperchem factory. I would not purchase from a Kingsong factory. I would not purchase from a Bagode factory. I would purchase from an InMotion factory only because I've had satisfactory
Mm-hmm.
help from them straight from the factory.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they have overhelped me quite a lot. Again, my experience may be different because I'm an influencer, but doesn't matter that I was an influencer. I did not get the same sort of immediate support for the Bagode products. Leaperchem.
I can tell you I'm not going to tell the company. Two friends for me, they bought it, a X22 Pro,
Mhm.
and later on, that was for his wife. And later on, one of the batteries was one of the problems of the S22. That one of the batteries was always giving a problem. But not the battery himself. I think was more the BMS.
Mhm.
And and when I contact, because it was in warranty,
Mhm.
uh, the guys who sell me, they say, now so you have to send me pictures from this, picture from that, videos from this, video from that, because I don't know if the guys is going to believe me or not.
Mm.
In that way, if you don't do like that, I have to pay your battery myself. And I say, that is amazing, my friend. You are a guy who are selling for these companies, and you don't have no back from these companies. They say it's very difficult for me to have.
Mhm.
Most of the time, I have to repair, pay for myself first, and later on, with all these discussions, then they give me or in other products or something like that. But it's always very difficult, and I think that is something like you told is very important for these companies to be responsible. They have
Yeah.
to have more responsibilities. They cannot say we are in China, we do the product. If something
Well,
happens,
to their credit, to the credit, I have seen more recently. I haven't had to deal with them, but more
mhm,
recently, I have seen very, very quick resolution from the goat. So, like in the forums and in the chats, maybe I'm not seeing all of it, but I have seen pretty quick resolution from them. The King Song, they're I pray for Kingston because they got some stuff to sort out, and I hope that they don't go broke on this last wheel that they've made. Because I thought that,
the F22 Pro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I hope they don't go broke on that one. So,
we'll see,
um,
because I don't see no machine out till now. They talk about it. They say they're going to
yep,
put it out, but till this moment we don't see nothing. I
sure,
think
yeah.
that is going to be very bad. If that happens, I think the company is not going to. But now I'm going to put then the question this way: you are influencer. Don't you think the influencers as and the riders who put the video out? Don't you think you guys as push these companies to have more responsibilities?
So we can only try and do so much, and at the end of it, if either you have to, and to in some degree, sign a deal with the devil, or um, you get blacklisted. And so right now, I am blacklisted by Bagode. They will not send me wheels. They will not so much as respond to my messages on their walls. They will not say anything to me. As far as it looks like, I am dead to Bagode, which is unfortunate because I actually do like them as a brand. I just feel like if you want anything to get better, you have to be able to have honest discussions. But nobody wants to have honest discussions about ways to make things better. Instead, they get gassed up and
I
they,
think that's so
when I
sad.
say they, you have a lot of people that this was in the racing videos. Part
Yeah.
of what I was trying to convey in the racing videos, the big
Mm-hmm.
lie is that people think that when they go fast on a racetrack, that
Mm-hmm.
somehow some magical fucking leprechaun is taking that information of the experience they have and that leprechaun is shooting a rainbow over to a pot of gold that Bagode has at their factory, and their engineers get this magical rainbow pot of gold experience from the racers as they're going around the tracks, and that information somehow makes the wheels better. That's literally how everybody, most of these racers, this is how they think that shit works, and it baffles me that they think that,
Yeah.
because I don't know how you could think that. It does not make the wheels better. So by me saying this, by me going in on this fact, by me getting upset and talking about the fact that Bagode has been cannibalizing their wheels, by me saying this stuff, I have been thrown out of grace. I am over here. They do not want to
Yeah, but
talk to
that,
me,
I
don't
think
want to
that
hear
is
from me.
yeah, that is the big problem. If the people cannot receive a critique, and the best way for them is to ban something, I think that is not the right way to work, and that is not a thing that we want to see in the future. I would never support something like that. I will be reaching the persons I know from Bigot, and I'm going to make that question: why they did that to you? I don't think that, I think that is unfair. I think
Yeah,
that is not.
it's
I think
weird.
that is not the answer. And I think they have to update and listen to the voice of the people, listen to the voice of the riders. Sometimes maybe they are not going to like it, but sometimes I don't like some stuff, and that is not going to destroy my day or something like that. That is opinions, and I think opinions is very good. Sometimes is opinions good for them. Sometimes it's not good for them. The feedback, I think, is important
It's
for them to listen.
when people make decisions inside of an echo chamber, that's how bad things happen. That's how bad products come to market. That's how accidents happen. That's how good ideas never become great ideas. You know, it's because when people only seek validation, then that's what you end up with. And so, you know, the second part of the racing thing, and just I'll tie it all back in,
Hmm.
but the second part of the racing thing is, if we think that racers are racing right now and they are professionals right now, then what's to grow into? How, if you were racing right now, if you're a racer and you can't pay your rent with your racer check, then what the hell is the point of trying to aspire to be a racer? So trying to imagine that we are racing right now when only a couple of people who have rich parents or who have lots of money independently can go around nonstop going for rides, losing money nonstop, getting free wheels occasionally, like that's not that's not racing. And they utilize the people that do that, that have so much time to go around, and they use those people to try to promote their wheels like it's the next coming of Jesus or something. And so it's like it's this big, weird, confusing problem that I'm not really sure how to resolve, because it would require an immediate slow. Actually, I do. I know. If you can tell, if if you can talk to Bagode, or if Bagode will listen to me right here, I absolutely love the wheels, Bagode. I love the passion. When I did
Yeah, but
my elements video, I described Bagode as fire. They are the most passionate, performance-driven wheels on the planet. Stop trying to sell wheels to the few people who keep on buying the wheels back to back to back. Take a step back, stop releasing wheels for like 3 months. Go back through with an engineer team to the firmware and just start playing and refining things. Maybe open the firmware up to other people, like open source, like what AMD does. It's not unheard of. So that way we can see that the community still loves the EXN. We can see that the community still loves the RS. We can see that Bagode is still interested in $3,000, $4,000 wheels that they sold us 2 years ago. You know, so go back in, let's refine the firmware. The reason why I'm talking about the firmware is because the people in the vest community that you've mentioned, that vest community will tell you there's no way that you can refine a motor that is swap, that you can
yeah,
drag and drop and
yeah,
swap.
one
If
hundred
you can
percent.
hot swap a motor, that motor has not been refined to the
Yeah,
motherboard that it is attached to. We need to get more refinement out of these wheels, and they deserve it. Like let us love you, Bagode, as much as you have loved the community. You have given wheels to these people. You have sponsored races for these people. And you know what they've turned around and done while they were visiting you in China? They went and they hung out with other people, with the other brands, with the other businesses, which is disrespectful. That's honestly disrespectful. And you guys know it. When you invite a guest to your home and they came to your home, right? And then
Then
they
go
go
to
and
the
they wear
neighbor.
and they go to the other people's houses
It
and they
was
wear
very
their
good. It
clothes.
was very good, but I have to go there. Huh? I come back later.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's like Bagode. You don't think that was disrespectful what those writers did when they went and played at the other factory while they were there to visit you? You don't think that was disrespectful? I think it was disrespectful. I wouldn't have done that. And you've blacklisted me.
That is so stupid. When a person blacklisted you, my friend, I think that is stupid. I'm so sorry for you, my friend. I think that the people are why they do so stupid things. That is stupid. Sorry, my friend.
It is stupid. I think it is.
I will
So
ask, my friend. Believe me, I will contact you back. So now let's go to the good thing about you for the people to know you a little better, my friend.
yeah,
You are a rider.
yeah.
Let's give the put the big goal to the side, negative things. I think that is bullshit what this guys did to you. But and I will ask 100%. I will give you an answer. So uh let me ask you like this: you ride lots of wheels. Now you are with a small uh, tire, small wheel, 60 sole, I think. 60, 70, the
60
V14.
the
60.
Vix, yeah, yeah.
uh, uh
16-inch.
yeah, 16-inch.
Yep.
So for you, you prefer more the small uh wheels, or big, with the big ones like 20 inch tire?
Oh man. So I personally
Oh,
I like them all, but it's because of the different I want different lines. So like when I'm riding, if I want more verticality, if I want to jump a lot, if I want to hop around, then I get down into a smaller wheel. So that way the environment becomes more tactile. If I'm in like a flow state and I just want to like zip and cruise and I want to be able to like feel just the inertia of that wheel against my leg and feel
mhm.
like I have the confidence of a motorcycle, then I go to a bigger wheel. The Master, the 20-inch wheel is a great hybrid platform for it, though. I mean, if you can only get one wheel, a 20-inch wheel will make you feel like you got the best of both worlds. But for me personally, the experience I get riding the 16-inch wheel is the most EUC experience. When I ride the 22-inch wheel, it feels like a motorcycle. It's not really an EUC to me.
And how
I don't
can
know.
you describe the difference between, like, I know that you have the two of them, you have the V14 and you have the pattern. How can you
Yes.
describe the difference from between them? First of all, uh, the suspension is totally different. But
Yes.
how can you describe yourself for the people who are out there who wants to maybe proclaim the pattern? Now is the pattern S
Hmm.
with some upgrades, but it's going to be like, I know that people buy it in second hand too, but
Hmm.
uh, tell it for you, what is the difference between them for you, yourself, between the two machines?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, easily, easily. The ride feel, very specifically the ride feel. So the pedals on the patent stay pretty aggressively, like they're harder. Um, so that's the first thing. They feel just a little bit harder. The V14 also wants to it really is eager to peel out. It feels a little bit heavier to start, but if you sling it a little bit quicker, then you get this really amazing torque out of it. Both of them accelerate really, really fast. To me, they are comparable in speed. However, in practice, the patent does produce faster times for me on off-road surfaces. The suspension is just undeniable in terms of how much contact time that it has. And the Now, that said, it's going to be faster and it has a better suspension as far as that ride feel goes. But big, big, big but here. The weight is carried much higher up. So because of the cases and the way that it kind of feels,
Hmm.
the weight feels very high. So the way that I like to kind of whip the back end,
Hmm.
it feels like the back end, but I like to whip my tire on the V14. I like when I turn, I like
Hmm.
to whip. and it's very hard to whip and pitch on such a top-heavy device. So for street riding, absolutely love the Patton. For off-road riding, I absolutely adore
Yeah,
my
you like to click.
V14.
I didn't see in your videos. Now I'm seeing you like to. Yeah, that
Yep.
is nice to see. You change. Yeah, you like to make this. Let me just put here was very close, huh, my friend. This one I was like that was like
Oh yeah.
that was like
Yep.
uh
And that was on the Master. Yeah.
mhm.
And then that's the V14.
Yeah, you have with lots of views. I see with the Sherman L2. That is very nice to see. Most of the
Oh,
people
that's the
should
Patton.
do
That's the
that.
Patton.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm telling the action you did
Oh
it.
yeah.
If you see something in the streets, do it, my friends. I think that was very nice from you. Uh, uh, how is you and your community? Uh, you are a special person that you just like to ride with your friends, your or you are open, you like big groups, or you like to meet more this type of I like me, I talk about myself, I like to go with my guys that I know how they work. I know that they react.
Hmm.
Before I was a very guy who likes to go in groups, and I see lots like we talk about it. Lots of people who ride one day the AUC or the one wheel or the skateboard, and they think they can do everything, and then they do mistakes, and we can damage ourselves. Don't you? For you, what is better? A lone rider, group ride with couple friends, or big groups, or all of
Uh,
them?
Man, you know, I think whatever riding, so for other people, however you want to ride is however you want to ride. So like do that. But if I have limited time to ride, I'm gonna want to ride the way that I like to ride. So I have to ride by myself or with very, very skilled people that are also courteous. And typically skilled people that are courteous normally don't try to line up. And some people imagine they're skilled because they can go fast, but they're not necessarily. So it's very challenging. For me, the magic number is three. If you can get three people that know what they're doing and that are highly situationally aware, and we're all on headsets and communicating, then we can keep a very tight footprint and
Mhm.
we can have a lot of fun. But that's as much as I really like to try to ride with. Um, but so the problem comes when trying to consider somebody else's, and I touched on this in the video that I did with Joey, the
Mhm.
couple videos I did with Joey, is that if you're riding at the edge of somebody else's skill, then you're flirting with them getting hurt. And so my baseline for performance and the way I like to ride is at the edge of a lot of people's capacity. And so I, because of that, will have to bring how I ride down in order to make it easier for other people to keep up. And so I guess it really just depends on the goal for that day. And generally speaking, I like to rip around and have a good time, but I do sometimes slow down to go with friends. Lately, I've been trying to tutor a couple of people into riding, so I have been riding a little bit slow for the past, couple of weeks. I've had some slower rides, but generally, I'm trying to facilitate people into being able to kind of zip around, not fast as hell, but like 30s. I like to cruise around 30 mile an hour, and so if we can do that safely without hurting anybody, then that's my preference.
I think that is fantastic. So I'm where I live. I'm a lone rider. I have to or ride alone, or I have to ride 100 miles, close to that, to go to a group ride. So uh, tell me, when do you start to make jumps, or when you start from the beginning? Was direct
Yeah.
doing jumps was something that called your attention?
Oh man, yeah, I wanted to bonk as soon as I learned it. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to learn everything about it. I wanted to learn how to go the stairs. I wanted to learn how to bonk. I wanted to learn how to jump. I wanted to learn how to do everything. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see me absolutely destroying my EXN and myself, trying to hurt myself, trying to learn how to jump. And it's kind of funny because it's just the nature of it. It's what happens.
Is me
Yeah,
or
you have to go
you?
down a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. You'll get there. You got to keep on going, got
Yeah.
to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. But Yeah, I was jumping the EXN, and it's pretty crazy. Hang on, keep going. God, I've been making videos for a while, haven't I?
My friend, we don't look but when we see, it's too much videos we have.
Holy crap, no kidding. Right there. EXN jumps practice right there. To the
EXN
next one,
Speed Sunday. It's
right there.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, so this is me practicing. This is literally me trying to
Friend,
learn how to jump.
but here that is the point, my friend. No suspension here.
And so this is what it looks like. This is
This
so
is the
this is me.
reality of the people who
Yeah.
start to do the jumps. I think the
Yep.
new people, they don't know it anymore.
No, this was what I mean, trying to jump an EXN with two batteries on one side and one battery on the other because of how it was imbalanced. It was the stupidest idea in the world. What you didn't see in this video was that I actually ended up breaking one of the pedals off of my EXN, and
Ooh,
and I learned how to ride home one-footed that day. So it was pretty cool.
and the protection was not too much.
It was,
My
it was
friend, tell
funny.
me something for you. What you use today as protections when you go for a ride? Do you have
Yeah,
any specific gear for, like, when you go to the shopping or small ride, or you use always the same one, and which ones?
yeah, I just got, oh man, I'll show you
What
kind
you
of my,
recommend, of course.
so, so right here, oh, I just sat on the wheel. I forgot it was there. So
Mhm,
this is my go-to helmet. This is the Vega Air GPX right here. Boom.
mhm,
And so this guy, you know, it's got this mouthpiece here that's like open. And
mhm.
so because it has the open area for the mouth, you can actually use that to you can drink
That is the Shrek
beverages.
Lights 1000.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I
You
have the
know,
same one.
you
I
know
have
your
the
lights
same.
well, sir.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
your lights well.
I have the same one too, because I ride in the evening too.
Boop, right there. See? Boop, boop, right there. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so this, if you're going fast, this is a great helmet. It's got the DOT
Mhm.
certifications, and it's nice, it's stylish, but the main thing is for me that because we've got free hands,
I
on
like it because it's very open and you can see
yep,
a lot. Most of
yep,
the people lose here on the front, and
yep.
the way you have it, you have more control of everything. I like this type of helm because you need to
And
have that.
then because I just got the V9 and I don't want to wear that crazy thing every time I hop on, I got this guy here.
Robocop.
Boom. So yeah,
Oh,
man.
that is with magnets.
Yep. Isn't that
Oh, that is
cool?
nice.
So yeah, so it just goes like this right here and boom. So it
Wow,
works with my glasses. And
it's
now I
nice.
have this to go with my V9 because, when I'm not going fast and I'm not going crazy, I don't want to wear that big old
Yeah, yeah,
helmet,
I understand
you
you.
know.
And my friend is nice, and you look like the Robocop.
Calm down,
So, and
citizens.
what gear more do you use normally?
So I use
Jacket.
I use Skoiko knee pads, going from
Okay.
the ground up. I swear by these Adidas.
Uh-huh.
I have three pairs of them. They have this really, really dense sole or this really thick sole,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a really wide toe box, so I can impact the turning. And you'll notice it's flat on the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I try to lean into the pedals, like however I do it when I'm, trying to turn into the pedals, the feedback gets transmitted immediately. And then, this is 100% flat. So whenever I'm, trying to get whatever feedback I want out of the pedals, it's all up. It's all solid. And then, this thing has got about an inch of lift. It's pretty crazy, homie. And then you see how far up the side this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it just makes it so that my
Yeah.
foot, it
Yeah.
never ever falls out of the sole. So
Mm-hmm.
they're the best shoes ever. So those are my shoes. Then I use the Skoiko knee pads. Um,
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
let me show you. I freaking love those guys too. Should have had all this stuff together. But
Doesn't matter, my friend. We have time.
so
Yeah.
these I love because they have this outside brush guard. So when I'm going
Mm-hmm.
through the trails and stuff, I don't have to worry about skimming my legs on trees or rocks or whatever it is that, is coming. And this hinge system works out
Hmm.
really, really
Yeah,
well also.
and it's
Um,
open. You don't sweat too much.
no,
I
no,
see
no, no.
guys using other types, and it's always falling
Um,
or sweating too much.
if you get these, I will recommend, you'll see right here, I've actually deleted the bottom band. I will recommend deleting the bottom band because it tries to walk down your legs.
Hmm.
And since I've deleted the bottom band, it never walks down my legs anymore. So
Okay.
I do that. Then I wear the lazy roller jacket. That's my
Hmm.
go-to upper body protection. And then for my head, I use the Vega helmet, and then I use the P1 Max gloves, and
Yeah,
that's my armor.
I think that is perfect, my friend. Do you think today is very important to use a good protection, a good gear to ride a AUC or ride a PV?
I think buy the protection that you can buy to start, and then over time, purchase some of the ones.
I
Hey,
hope.
what's up?
Half is
And
one
then
of the
purchase.
great riders here in Europe. We have
Oh
it.
shoot! Thank you, brother.
And he's an
Um,
old man, but he's a great rider.
so
But please.
so if you can, buy what you can to buy to start. Obviously, you don't have to buy the
Hmm.
most expensive stuff. I did not buy the most expensive stuff. I still do
Hmm.
not. But you will see that there is perks that come with spending a little bit more money.
Hmm.
And it's worth it in some cases to enjoy what that is. You don't have to, but sometimes when you spend a little bit more money, you do get a little bit more quality.
You are not old, my friend. You are a fantastic rider, and I love you a lot, my friend. You know that, and he's one of the best riders we have.
EUC Limburg in the
You see, my
house.
friend, if you don't know it, I going to. He's one of the most active riders and that we have, and is always filming all the community. Maybe we have most of the videos what we have because of him jumping and making the video for all of us. It's not easy. It's
Dude,
great
that's so cool.
to have persons like him who was already here in the interview, and
In the presence of greatness.
yeah, is if you see it here,
Oh, there he goes.
and he's a off-road man. He loves off-road,
Oh,
and
wow.
that is our friends that I learn with these guys to learn to ride AUC.
Wow. That's so
And
crazy.
this guy here is I think I don't want to be don't tell me I'm wrong. I think he's 64 years and he jumps like a machine. uh, yeah, this guy now here with the black now is looking. He is not that. And this is Ralph. Now you are seeing with the big beer, and the two of them, they don't have. They are not afraid to do nothing. They what I know today, and this day they are testing the
Wow.
new
The
Apex.
apex looks like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is the video, and that way you just see. I learn with these guys to learn. I learn with these guys to ride AUC. This was the guys who taught me what I know today, and
That's
that
so
is
awesome.
like my family of electro PVs. I ride all the time, and they ride 5 times in a day, five times
Whew.
5 times in a week. Always very 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 active. But now continue to you, my friend. For us, we talk about
Well,
the gear, but
there's,
I want to talk just one thing. You talk
yeah,
about your shoes, but was always a big problem that we talk about the old AUCs about the pedals. Do you think now the new machines you don't have to upgrade the pedals, or do you think today the pedals who comes original with the machines is enough, or we still have to upgrade it?
I think it depends on what it is that you're looking for. So, for instance, I tried to upgrade the pedals on my Master Pro, but the Master Pro has such enormous pedals that it doesn't make any sense to bring them down in size to like the E-Rides pedals, right? So for me, I swapped that to the regular pedals that were on it because they were just massive. They were
Hmm.
boaty. But on my Master, gotta have the E-Rides pedals. The plates at the front and back are absolutely essential for the way that I like to ride. My V14 got to have the E-Rides pedals. So I would say on a big wheel, no. And I would say on underpowered smaller wheels, no. Like you don't really need it because the over torque potential is already extremely high. So adding further grip and further torque measures to something like a V9 is only going to present liabilities, not boosts of enjoyment.
Do you think in a V9 we should buy a new one, or you think that is good enough?
It's perfect.
My friend, you are
Honestly,
putting me in a situation that that is the wheel that I'm thinking I'm going to buy for my wife.
well, let me tell you this. Speaking of Grizzly, I'm actually going to be sending them some things that we're going to try to do, and they're already looking at doing for the V9.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that my personal suggestions will be regarding trying to keep the profile extra narrow, so that way the pedals raising are not compromised at all. So that's something I'm really, really eager about. I'm looking to try to get a front bumper put on this bad boy,
Mm-hmm.
and looking to see some kind of seat that does not take away from the footprint that it has as well, but stays nice and the form factor, the anything that's added, I don't want the form factor to be destroyed. So Grizzly is looking at it. It's not got the disposable air suspensions of old. It doesn't have. So it's like it's great, bro. It's great. I mean, I'm really excited about it. It's something that you're going to see a lot of content coming from me on,
I see
and
so good feedback, my friend, from you. I see
yeah,
from the AUC family. I see from other riders. They are talking so good about this wheel. That is a community a wheel, and that is something that I'm trying to look for my wife.
you know.
Not
Furthermore, for safety, the wheel doesn't go 50 miles an hour, but it
that's so
goes
that, I don't need
it
that.
it goes its speed limit
Hmm.
safely for the
Okay.
whole battery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it has the tilt back the whole time, so
Uh-huh.
you're never riding into a place where you feel like this thing is going to let you
Yeah.
dump. And it feels really fast at 17 to 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you don't
For
feel
me,
like you
more
want to
than
go
enough,
faster.
my friend.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just want her for us to have days sometimes that we want to go out, and that way is she has a machine that she can go with me, and I will be very happy for her. And I think this machine is calling me all the time, and I think now listening to you, listening to the um Daniel from Skate AUC family. I think that is
Mhm.
very interesting. My friend, like I told you, we don't listen. How much time do you think we are already
Yeah,
here?
no, I know. And I was going to say something at an hour, but I felt like we were still very dense with it was a lot of information, so it wasn't bloated, but I do got to get ready to go. And I know that I mean, these people don't want to hear us talking all day long.
No,
So
that's not like this, my friend. It's just that we are. I think we have lots to talk. We have to make a second one in the future. I think you have lots of experience to put here in this table, but I think it's like this. We have to reach to the people. I want the people to see your video, and that way, like we talk. I think 1 hour, a little more is perfect for the people to come and see you and listen
mhm.
to your voice. I think that is the important thing. I like to hear the Johnny because he's honest. Yeah, you see,
Bro,
that
thank you,
is
man.
yeah, and he's very active
Thank you, bro.
and he knows what he's talking. What you listen from him is from a rider. That's what I told you. If you do a content for the riders, you're going to have a good feedback. But for the people who love this, I know
That's what
that
it's
you got,
about, bro.
and you don't need to have 60,000 like the wrong way that now is a correct way. You have 60,000, but you have too much critics. Sometimes it's better for you to make for the people and follow your line. This is my line. This is how I want it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Believe me, it's going to take the road. It's going to take a little more time, but believe me, you're just going to have good persons to follow you. And that's the way. Hey, another one, Johnny. If you could
Oh man.
only to work. The guy with the Stanley choice. I don't. Yeah, my friend. I
It,
think is the important thing is for the people to
I would
understand you.
totally teach you, Strix. I would totally teach you, bro. If you ever get to Gainesville, Florida, you get to Gainesville, Florida, I will teach you, brother. I got a wheel you can borrow.
And he has a lot. He has a lot. Johnny, he loves this. He's a lover, and that's what we want. People who love this sport and represent. You are good representation from us. Uh, don't stop doing what you do. I think you are a voice and you are a rider, and we need more persons like you to help our community maybe to grow in a positive way, and that we can get bigger, and maybe the companies can listen to you more, start banning you. I think that is not the right way to do it.
Yeah. If
uh,
whatever you find out about that, I'll be eager to
I
hear
will
because
contact you, my friend,
they
100%.
they they have 100% ghosted me. So
Yeah, no, no, no,
they
no.
haven't blocked me, which is good. That's cool. I still can comment on the walls, but they just don't respond.
Olá, Portugal, tudo bom? Hello, Portugal. Love you guys. Uh, I just want to say for everybody's coming, Monday, we're going to have another interview. Oak City Shrek Fest
Shredfest.
5. So that is not just a one wheel event, that is a festival. They don't win nothing, they do it for the community. That is one of the events I say 100% go there because
Go,
the
go,
money they
go,
make,
go, go.
and they have the AUCs, they have the
The
skateboards,
one wheels, they have the
longboards,
dirt skateboards.
everything is there.
Yep. Yep.
Go there, have fun, and support them. The money what they make, they invest for the next year for the next event, and they make
Go.
it bigger. That's why come here Monday, listen to what they have. I know that they have lots of good upgrades, and it's just going to be good for the community. For you, Johnny, I leave you like always with the last words for your community, for the people who's going to see this video later on, or for the people who are listening now. Please, your message.
Well, guys, thank you so very much for coming by and supporting. I really, really, really appreciate your time, your attention. At the end of the day, when it comes to this EUC stuff, man, the most important thing is to have fun. Just have fun. We got into this to have fun and be carefree, right? So let it keep on being that, you know? And, leave the politics and all the weird stuff. We can leave that stuff at the edge and just find a way to enjoy and lift each other up. It's not about who's got this wheel or who's got this wheel or who's got this gear or who's got this gear. It's about being able to find a common ground inside of our mutual enjoyment of this wonderful, wonderful experience. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you ever make it out to Gainesville, Florida, just reach out to me on socials. We'll plan a little ride or something. I promise you. I get all my high speed riding in, so I've got time to slow down for friends.
And
Thanks.
believe me, I just say to everybody out there, don't forget, I'm going to leave the link from him, from the medias. Is YouTube, is Instagram. That is one of it. All the videos we see today, that is all of them from him. The only one who was not from him is from the guys from
EUC.
you see, yeah, Lindborg, and of course is Facebook. But you are more active. Oh, he's not there. He's fault. But I think he's fault. Oh, you are here. Okay, I see you. So just for you two guys to know, let me just change here very fast. Uh, just what is
That's
the best
me.
way? What is the best way for the people to reach you? By
So
what is the best media?
it is YouTube and Instagram. So I post different content on both of those. A lot of times the short form content that I post to my YouTube makes it to my Instagram. But sometimes cool things do make it to Instagram that don't make it to YouTube just because of the way the formatting works. So yeah, follow me on both. If you want to speak out and reach out to me one-on-one, Instagram's the best way to do it. It's open door policy, bro. Until my messages get so full that I can't quite respond right, I will be getting back to you.
That means every time is working perfectly, my friend. Then you're going to have more hair, white hair like me. So guys, have a good time, have a good weekend. Like always, ride fast, but always be safe. Enjoy it. Have a good weekend.